Yo, top of the morning to you, wealth champions. Listen, the power of auto suggestion. If there's no enemy within, the enemy without can do you no harm. Y'all know what it is, man. It's time for the daily hustle with yours truly, the one and only financial health mentor, H. Cortez, aka Cortez Hustle. And the daily hustle is all about helping you get your day off to a great start. Hopefully, it's encouraging, it's inspiring, it's uplifting, it's motivational, so you can start your day off on a positive track. That quote I heard from Les Brown. I want to say Les Brown. It could very well have been Jim Rohn. Could very well have been some other great, legendary, motivational and inspirational speakers. But I want to say Les Brown. If there is no enemy within, the enemy on the outside or the enemy without can do you no harm. Ladies and gentlemen, I find that to be so true. Let me just tell you a little bit of my history and how I discovered this anecdotally, right, through living my life. See, as a young man, my mom was in an abusive relationship, and one of the things that she did as part of her exit strategy is she sent me and my older sister away to live with. I was supposed to be going to live with my dad, but I ended up landing in my grandmother's house, and my dad never came to get me. So I lived with my grandma, and my sister went on to live with my great grandma. But what she didn't know is while she was planning her exit from one hell to, she sent us or sent me to another hell, and I suffered tremendously from neglect, being away from my mom. None of my brothers and sisters were there. I was with some of my cousins, and don't get me wrong, my family loved me, but at a very tender age of 4 or 5 years old, those are some of the most formative years that you want to be with your parents. And because of that struggle with neglect, I was always trying to figure out how to fit in. How do I morph into the person that it seems like everybody around me would like and accept and show me love and things of that nature. And because of that scarring, I went through a large portion of my definitely all of my teenage years, but then also a large portion of my adult years, uh, trying really, really hard to convince the world that I really was who I was pretending to be. Some of you guys are gonna get that later. Uh, so I struggle with identity, right? It was so severe that I literally lost my mind, right? And I had to seek some medical help because of the trauma from my youth, and did a lot of smoking of the wacky tobacco, and did a lot of drinking in my teenage years and things of that nature. Uh, but when I look back and I reflect on that, the enemy within comes from the narrative or the song or the story that's perpetually being played inside of your mind. So I like to ask people often, what do you say when you're talking to yourself? See, your biggest enemy is you. Your biggest ally is also you. But you control that by the things that you say to yourself. And in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, he has a whole chapter devoted to auto suggestion, right? How do you reprogram your subconscious mind so it feeds your conscious mind with positive information? See, I had to realize, and this is three things that I believe about me. Number one, I believe that I'm a God under the Most High God. Number two, I believe that everywhere the soles of my feet tread have been given to me. I don't know if you guys are Lion King fans, right? But I remember when Mufasa took young Simba up on Pride Rock, and he had him look over the prairie lands, and he said, everything the sun touches belongs to me, right? I believe that everything the sun touches belongs to me, right? So that's what I believe about me. And the third thing I believe about me is that I can do all things. But here's what's also true about that is if I believe that I'm a God under the Most High God, then I also must by default believe that I'm also a devil. See, a lot of us don't want to believe that. But if we believe that we were made in God's image and we move and we act and we behave as God does when we are doing the right things, what about when we are being malicious? What about when we are being vindictive? What about when we let bitterness soak deep into our bones and we treat people ill? You got to admit that in those moments, you're being more devilish. See, when we watch cartoons as kids and we would see, uh, you know, I don't know, Bugs Bunny, or we would see Wile E. Coyote, or somebody getting ready to do something evil, and we would see the angel and the devil pop up on their shoulders. That couldn't have been a more accurate depiction of what actually takes place every moment we have to make a decision. You have the optimistic version of yourself saying, go for it. Yes, you can do it. Yes, you're smart enough. Yes, you're strong enough. Yes, you have the intelligence. You have the work ethic. Yes, that will be no problem. You should do it. Then you also have the pessimistic person on the other shoulder that says, what do you mean you're going to try to start a business? What do you mean that you're going to go for that higher position? What do you mean that you're going to go back to school? What do you mean that you're going to start investing and become a multimillionaire? What do you mean you're going to build generational wealth? You don't have the intelligence to do that. You've never done anything like that before. See, and the one that you feed the most, the one that you do not stop in its tracks when it goes down that train of thinking, that one develops the power in your subconscious mind and your relationship with your subconscious mind. So if there's no enemy within, meaning there's no self-defeating thought process going on in your head 24/7, then it doesn't matter who on the outside tells you what you can and cannot do. When there's no enemy on the inside causing you to be fearful, causing you to hesitate, causing you to procrastinate, then there's nothing that anybody on the outside can do to stop you. I heard, man, I can't remember this guy's name. It might be Billy Osbrook, another motivational speaker that I listened to. He talked about how the devil's job isn't to stop you, because what he realizes that you don't is that he can't stop you. But his mission is to get you to stop you, because you're the only one on this planet that can. Hopefully this made sense to you guys, man. If so, and you got any value out of today's daily hustle, then I want you to do me a favor. Hit the like button on this page if you're on Facebook. Then hit the like button on the video, and then leave me a comment and let me know when it was that you actually started to really pay attention to what it is that you say to yourself and how did it change your life. If you're checking this out on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the bell, turn on the bell notification so that you get notified every morning as we go live. I've set a time for the Daily Hustle. It's going to be 5:15. I want you guys to hold me to it. 5:15 a.m. Central Time. We're live with the Daily Hustle. But definitely make sure you subscribe. And if you really, really, really got value, then I want you to go ahead and share this with someone. Copy the link on YouTube and email it to someone, text it to someone, drop it in somebody's inbox. Go ahead and hit the share button right now if you're on Facebook and bless someone with this. Somebody is struggling right now and they're letting their negative, pessimistic version of themselves win these conversations. They need to know that if they can squash that enemy within, then nothing can stop them. Last but not least, man, if you, my friend, have not gone over to wealthcreationplaybook.com and grabbed you a free copy of the Wealth Creation Playbook and checked out our video series on the instant pay raise and how you can partner with me and help spread the gospel of economic empowerment, then I want you to go do that right now. www.wealthcreationplaybook.com. Did you know that over 150 million working Americans are overpaying their taxes? And that's one of the reasons that they're struggling living check to check, is because they don't have their taxes under control. I'm going to show you how to do that in that video series. The ebook will break down the 6 money killers keeping you broke no matter how hard you work. And it gives you the one solution to overcome those things. So I want to do my part to help transform the world. And I believe helping people transform their finances on a personal level will then allow us to collectively come together to transform our economic position communally. And that's how we start turning the hood back into neighborhoods. So again, wealthcreationplaybook.com. Go ahead and download your free copy. Hey, I don't know what else to say, man. Hopefully you got value from this. If so, just remember, hit the subscribe button down there. But then also, if you want to check out another video in the Daily Hustle video series, then click on this video right now. Until I talk to you next time, get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it. Each and every single one of you. Now hustle up.